The glitch wasn't supposed to happen. It was an anomaly, a momentary disruption in the flow of the world, a glitch in the system. But that moment didn't just pass. It stretched, and in doing so, it tore apart the very fabric of reality. Everything familiar shattered, and the world fell into chaos. The laws that once governed the universe began to bend and break, and the people, the survivors, were left behind, stranded between the remnants of what was and the terrifying unknown. In the wake of the glitch, Daniel and a small group of companions found themselves in a fractured world, a space where time and space no longer adhered to the rules they once knew. The air hummed with an eerie frequency, and the world around them seemed to flicker in and out of existence, like a corrupted file on an old computer screen. They had no choice but to move forward. There was no other way. There was no way back. The sky above was dark, swirling with strange colors, as if it too had been ripped apart by the glitch. Buildings that once stood tall and proud now lay in ruins, their skeletal remains reaching into the twisted heavens. The ground trembled beneath their feet, and strange creatures, mutated by the glitch, prowled in the distance. The survivors had to keep moving. The longer they stayed in one place, the more the glitch seemed to warp the very air around them, threatening to consume them. "Where are we?" the young woman whispered, her voice trembling. She had been one of the first to see the glitch as it started, a flicker of light, then a hum, followed by a sudden crash, as if the world had been struck by lightning, but on a scale they couldn't even begin to comprehend. They had barely made it out alive, running, hiding, fighting, but now they were somewhere else entirely. "I don't know," Daniel replied, his voice steady but filled with uncertainty. He had become the leader of this small group, even though he wasn't sure he had any right to that title. He looked around at the others, the young woman, the man in his 50s, and the quiet teenager. Each of them bore the marks of the glitch in different ways, some more subtle, some more visible, but they were all changed. "But we need to figure it out. The glitch, it's not just something that affects the world around us. It's something much worse. It's breaking the very fabric of reality itself." As the group moved forward, their journey took them through landscapes that defied logic. Time had become a fluid thing, something that twisted and warped at will. In one moment, the sun was high in the sky, in the next, it was midnight, and then morning again. It felt as though the laws of physics were nothing but suggestions now, as if reality itself was being bent and reshaped by the glitch, taking them along for the ride. "We need answers," Daniel said, his voice cutting through the strange silence that had enveloped them. "We have to find out where this glitch came from, and if there's any way to stop it. If we don't, then everything will be lost." But as they searched for answers, they discovered something even more terrifying than the glitch itself. They were not alone. There were others, people who had been affected by the glitch in ways far more sinister. These new beings, part human, part something else, were twisted by the distortion, their minds and bodies warped by the glitch's power. They spoke in cryptic riddles, offering fragmented truths that only left more questions in their wake. "Why are you here?" one of them asked, his voice cold and distant. His eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and his body seemed to flicker in and out of focus. "You shouldn't be here. You've crossed into a place that was never meant to be seen by human eyes." "What do you mean?" Daniel asked, stepping forward. "We don't know what's going on." "The glitch." "Ah, the glitch," the figure interrupted, a faint smirk playing at the corners of his lips. "It wasn't an accident. It was always meant to happen. The glitch is not a mistake. It is the beginning of something new. A transition. A change. A change?" Daniel repeated, his heart pounding in his chest. "What do you mean by that?" The figure's eyes narrowed, his expression darkening. "The world you knew was fragile, built on the illusion of stability. The glitch, it tore that illusion apart. What comes next, what will replace it, is something that cannot be understood by those who still cling to the old ways. You are witnessing the birth of something else, something beyond your comprehension. The figure's words haunted Daniel, but there was no time to dwell on them. They had to keep moving. The group pressed on, their search for answers becoming more urgent with each passing moment. But the world around them grew stranger still, with each new turn, each new corner revealing more impossible landscapes and increasingly bizarre encounters. As they journeyed further into this fractured world, they stumbled upon a sight that stopped them in their tracks, a giant rift in the fabric of reality itself. It pulsed with a strange energy, crackling and twisting, like a wound in the very structure of existence. This was it, the source of the glitch. And the closer they got, the more it became clear, this was no accident. The glitch had been set in motion deliberately, and the rift was not just a tear in reality, it was a gateway, a portal to something beyond. "This is it," Daniel whispered, his voice thick with awe and fear. "This is where it all started. This is where everything went wrong." But the rift was more than just a tear. It was alive, shifting and changing with each passing moment. The moment they touched its edge, the world around them began to collapse, falling apart in a shower of sparks and light. And through the rift, they saw something else, something far worse. It's not just the glitch, Daniel realized in a burst of clarity. It's a new reality. The glitch was the beginning. This is what comes after. The rift opened wider, revealing a vast, endless void. And in the center of it all, a shadowy figure stood waiting, its presence overwhelming and filled with an ancient, unknowable power. It spoke, its voice reverberating through the fabric of reality itself. "You are not ready for this," it intoned, its voice both malevolent and melancholic. "But it is too late. The transition has begun." The group stood frozen, staring into the abyss that awaited them. Their world had already been torn apart by the glitch, and now, the true consequences were unfolding before them. "Do you wish to return?" the figure asked, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. "Or will you embrace the change? Will you become part of what comes after?" For a moment, there was silence. Then Daniel stepped forward, his decision made. "We can't go back. The old world is gone. All we have is the future. The choice is clear. We go forward. We embrace what comes next." With that, the group stepped into the rift, disappearing into the unknown. The world as they knew it was lost, but they were not afraid. Because in this new world, anything was possible. The glitch had destroyed what was, but it had also opened the door to something entirely new. And as they crossed the threshold, they realized that the glitch was not the end. It was just the beginning.